Howdy folks, thought this morning would be no better than any other morning. This would be a good day to do it. This morning's soap's going to be Wilkinson Sword. That's what it looks like on the inside, at least what's been scraping out of it this morning already. By my nose, the scent, it's a fresh scent. I would almost say maybe linen, a linen scent. That's by my nose, so you know how that goes. Out of block, no rubber band this morning. Still got a little bit of the unscented witch hazel that's mentholated from Stirling. We're going to be following up with Barbedeaux. Off camera, we're going to be using the Shaven Sailor beard oil. Shaver of the day, this will be use number 2 on the Personna injector blade. This one here is a Type N, if that helps any. Just a single blade in there. And those are, I'm going to call them divots. They're not holes because they're not all the way through. But those are recessed down in there. Not real sure what the purpose is. Still haven't figured that part out just yet. I have this whipped out, lather whipped up. It's not necessarily wet. I was trying to whip it up wet. It took me a little while to whip it up, but anyhow I got whipped up in this small lathering pole. It's got grooves down in the bottom here. Got it whipped up with a vintage Peerlees. This is a bore knot. As far as I know, that's the original knot also. We're going to put a hot towel to the face and we'll get started with what's left of the cube. Still got some left here. Last time I used Wilkinson Sword, the post-shave feel was kind of dry. Left my face needing moisturized, let's say. Thought it might be a good time to revisit it and follow up with some Barbedeaux just in case. Since I've been talking about Barbedeaux and whatnot, I thought today would be a good day to do it. In other words, I opened it up and the closet where I had this stored at, and it just kind of jumped out at me. This would be this would be a good time, in other words, to bring it out. Been meaning to shave with Wilkinson Sword anyway, and thought, yeah, this would be a good time to do it. I saw Jill's post. She had she had bought a lot of single edge shavers, and then the light bulb came on in my head. She was looking for a posting somewhere along the lines where she could look at single edge shavers, Jim, where you can see a photo and, you know, like maybe a brief description of what year they were made and, you know, so on and so forth. And I'm not real familiar with I guess you might say a comprehensive listing. I've seen a list of dates and that sort of thing, a description like that, but not necessarily complete with pictures. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but not, how can you say, all together. At least not that I can remember ever finding. And I have a few Jim single edge shavers, and I got to thinking what I probably ought to do one day is do the research on all the shavers that I've got that are Jim or Jim related, and all the information I can find out about them, and put them in my blog and take pictures and put it all together, and that way at least that could be used as a resource. It didn't even cross my mind how to do something like that. I got quite a few of the shavers, different varieties and whatnot, and the only thing that I don't know, and I'd have to, like I said, I have to do the research the best that I can based on what I can find, is I don't know how correct what I have is, how it came when it was new. Like for instance, the handle, did it go with what I have right now, as well as any cases I have, are those what came together. So it will take some time and research putting all that together, what would be correct, or at least as close as I could get it. Yeah, it'll take a little bit of work, but Yeah, she kind of had the light bulb come on, and in my head that perhaps that would be something I might need to do. I'll add a little bit more water to this to see if I can't get this just a little bit wetter here. Just a little bit. This seemed to be, for me, seemed to be a fairly thirsty soap. It seemed to take a little bit of water. Did spend a little bit more time whipping this up. I was taking my time with it. Not that it would take that long to whip it up by any means, but it did take quite a bit of water, which was interesting in my opinion. I was expecting it to take less. Yeah, that'll work right there. I think if I had to guess, if I remember right, and it's been a while since I've seen Flash's video, if I remember correctly, I think it was Flash. I think Flash would refer to this scent as being industrial. I could understand that, an industrial type clean, if you will. I don't have the blue one, the stick. One of these days I do have intentions in getting the blue stick to give it a try. I do hear that it is different than this one here, which is more or less white in color if you couldn't tell by looking at it on the camera. It is rather easy to lather up. I was just taking my time with it. Alright, here we go. Pass number 1. If you didn't get to see yesterday's video, this is a pretty smooth shaver. For me, I am very comfortable with Schick shavers that are shorter in the handle. Like I said, if I shave with it all week, I'm sure I get quite comfortable with it. I'm very used to putting my little finger on the bottom there. But yesterday's shave was very smooth, very comfortable. I'll try and find a website for Wilkinson Sword, this tub. If I remember right, I did pay a bit more than what I'd want to when I bought this one. I guess you might say, determined I was going to get some. And if I remember right, I bought it on eBay. Paid a bit more than what I'd want to. I was trying to go cheap, in other words, like I usually do. But I think if I remember right, it was the shipping is what got me, not necessarily the price of the soap. I think the price of the soap was relatively close, but the shipping was quite a bit more than what I was wanting to pay. But it was not the easiest, I guess you might say. There wasn't a whole lot of sources for it at the time I got this. Which seems like that kind of, it typically works out when I'm hunting for a soap like this. I usually find it at what I would consider a reasonable price, and then the shipping is what eats me up. It's kind of like Figaro soap. Figaro soap is not the easiest to find sometimes, and when you do find it, especially if you're here in the States, shipping can really make it cost prohibitive. Just depends on, just how bad do you want it. So I make it when I do decide to do something like that, it's one of those things that I know I'm going to have to pay out the nose for the shipping, and it's one of those things I'm not going to do very often. Kind of a one-off type thing. I'm going to do it this one time. I'm going to order, quote unquote, quite a bit. watch my shipping, determine how much I'm going to budget for, and then that's going to be it. Then I will not do that for a good long while. It's kind of like Gifts and Care. I have not ordered from there year and a half, 2 years. It's been a good long while. And yeah, it's been a long time. And at the time when I did do it, it was at a good time when shipping was not bad at all. The last time I looked at the shipping, yeah, shipping was not a good thing for me. Shipping just eats you up. And not only that, the prices now are starting to starting to equalize. Once you look at the shipping and the prices, you can most likely, if you can find excuse me, for instance, at a Italian Barber or Maggart's or something like that, usually in between shipping and the prices, they'll start to equalize. No, that shipping time, you'd be better off buying it from one of the others. And sometimes eBay will come through for you. Excuse me, I get a frog. I lost a bristle. That brush every once in a while, it seems like I lose about one a shave, which is not bad considering how old that brush is. I'm kind of excited now that Jill was looking for I guess you might say, a comprehensive picture and information about gem shavers. I remember finding, it wasn't necessarily a complete list, but a fairly good list. I remember a while back I found a pretty decent one, but I'll be darned if I can remember where I found it at. When I was looking at it online, it was, how can you say, many page flips before I found it. So I know it'll take me a moment to find it again. I know one time I thought I found a gem of a spot, but it was a very old post, and for some reason something about the website, something had expired about the rights and the pictures didn't show up, which was like, darn it. Without actually going and buying a book, the information about gem, because you got gem, you got Everready, and you got Star, and there's all that's mixed up in that. Sometimes getting your information straight in your time frames, dates, patents. Sometimes in between patents and advertisements are your better sources of information, it seems like. And that's what I'll be looking for, especially trying to get the information straight about what cases and what the handles look like, because these handles were very much interchangeable. They were used through a lot of different models, and when you get into the 50s, things start to look a lot the same. This did, since I took a little bit of time whipping this one up, don't remember it whipping up quite as nice as it did this time. I think last time I don't think I had quite the experience whipping up lather like I do now. I think this one worked up a lot better. It was a lot of fun working it up this morning because, like I said, I took my time with it. Was not pressing hard with the brush, working it up kind of slow, about that speed right there. Kept on adding water to it, which I was very surprised. And like I say, it took quite a bit of water. I did scrape quite a bit of soap out of the tub too. I mean, I scraped out quite a bit. I wanted to make sure I gave it a good opportunity to succeed. And there's another shave in there. And that's pretty much how I work with when I lather up when I bowl lather, I try to make sure there's plenty of soap in there. Don't want to skimp on the soap. I've got plenty of soap, but I'm not skimping on the soap. If there's anything that I might skimp on, it's the shaving cream. Shaving cream seems to come in smaller tubes. To me, doesn't seem to go near as far for me the way that I lather. I would guess if I did it on a more of a daily basis, I'd get better at it. For me, the shaving with the Schick injectors are a lot of fun. Very smooth, easy to shave with for me. Finding the angle is not tough at all. Almost as fun as shaving with a DE. This scent is very pleasant. It does remind... This should be taken in the wrong way. I've been trying to refrain from saying it, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. It reminds me of a dryer sheet. If you have a dryer sheet that says linen, fresh, that's what it reminds me of. And I don't think that's a bad thing. It's just a fresh scent. Not lemony fresh by any means. There's nothing like that, but it's that kind of fresh scent. I am interested to find out what the blue smells like. And it could have been at the time that my face was in need of moisturizing at the time. Because my face is not feeling like that. I do feel like that the Allen Block may have something to say about the shave this morning though. I guess you might say the glide this morning was okay. Might have been lacking, even though it felt creamy. In other words, it seemed like it was alright, but glide was there, but not too sure about cushion. Got, like Jill, she'll mention about getting the shaving cream behind your ears. I thought right about there. I think that might have been more me in the pressure. Right there and right there on each side of my Adam's apple, for some reason it's stinging this morning. Like I said, this might have been more about me than the soap. Might be, it's kind of hard to tell. I'd say it's more about me since it is kind of a spot thing. Because I remember last time it was more of a wholesale that my face just felt like it just really needed to be moisturized. Last time I used Wilkinson Sword soap, it just felt like when I got done with the shave, Where's my Nivea? That's how I felt. Where's the Nivea? Because I gotta use my balm. That's how I felt when I got done using the soap. I don't feel that way this morning with it. So it might have been just one of those days my face just was really, I guess you might say, thirsty for some balm. I don't know. This might be the last use. If not, it's pretty darn close. It's just about done. It's darn close. There's enough probably for maybe one more. If you like menthol, this is good stuff. Because I mean, as soon as I start to put it on my face, my eyes start to squint. Oh, this is good stuff. I am quite sure that tomorrow this will be the end of it. There's enough for it. That'll be it. Because I mean, it's just enough to kind of sort of cover the bottom there. Tomorrow's Wednesday, just right before Thanksgiving. Okay, yep, that'll be the day, won't it? Okay, and Barbedeaux. This is good stuff. You have to, the way I look at it, okay, this is 6.4 ounces. This is a sizable container, and I've seen it go on sale, $20. So you factor, okay, so you divide it up. In other words, 3.4 ounces is about the going size. So this won't be quite, in half. In other words, because you'd have to go 6.8, so $10 for 3.4. In other words, to make things in half. But anyhow, in other words, I've seen it go $20 for 6.4 to help, in other words, dollar-wise in comparison. For me, it's well worth the money. It's not exactly the cheapest aftershave out there, but for what it does for my face, yeah, it's always going to be in my tent. This is good stuff. Not the cheapest in the world by any means, but for what it does for the face, it's well worth the money. Now my nose doesn't pick it up, so your nose might. It has a citrus scent to it, from what I hear. my nose does not pick it up, and you might find from time to time my nose, if it doesn't pick it up, don't be surprised. It's not the best. My nose is not the best in the world, but I can tell you what it does for my face. The very first time I used this, it was like, it has that wow factor for me. It's about like my unscented mentholated witch hazel. As soon as I put it on my face, I can already feel it working on my face. It is just great. It is awesome. I can already feel it on my cheeks, what it was doing, just already going to work. That is just awesome. Great stuff. This is really awesome. So if you're, how can you say, if you're struggling with bumps, struggling with your shaves, this is well worth the money, because when you put this stuff on, you can definitely feel it go to work. I'm not trying to sell it, I'm just telling you, this is good stuff. Very first time I put it on, oh, my face feels so good. I'm not the only one, but anyway, I had a really good shave this morning. My goodness, going on 25 minutes. Then I gotta keep going. I gotta go to work this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope your shaves are going well too. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.